Chapter 9, A Slithery Snake. Peter's hand grew tired as he hung from the branch, inches above the rhino's horn. He tried to pull himself up, but he was too tired and scared. Peter heard a rumble in the distance. The noise grew louder and louder, and the rhino ran away. The tree shook so much that Peter could barely hold on. Something very heavy was coming. Peter saw a big cloud of dust. Suddenly, Hank ran out of the dust cloud. He was being chased by a huge herd of elephants. "Run, Hank, run," shouted Peter. Hank barked and ran towards Peter, hanging from the tree. "No, Hank," said Peter, "run the other way. Those elephants will knock the tree over with me in it." Hank didn't listen. He and the elephants headed straight towards Peter. Then Peter noticed someone riding on the back of one of the elephants. It was Mary. "Stop," yelled Mary. All of the elephants stopped. Mary guided her elephant up beside the tree. Peter let go of the branch and landed on the elephant's back. The rhino came back and played with Hank. They took turns chasing each other around the trees. "Why were you just hanging around in that tree?" Mary gave him a look. "We don't have time to play around and climb trees. We only have one day left to figure out this scroll." "I wasn't playing," said Peter. "I was trying to escape that huge rhino. He was about to trample me." "No, he just wanted to play." Mary reached down to pet the rhino's head. "All of the animals are friendly. They won't hurt you." "I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm so glad to see you," said Peter. "But I have bad news. I don't have the scroll." "I can't believe you would lose the scroll." Mary shook her head. "I didn't lose it," Peter said. "One of those friendly monkeys came and stole it, and then it went that way." Peter pointed up into the trees. "Which way?" said Mary. "He was swinging toward the two tall trees in the middle of the garden," said Peter. "Let's head for the trees and try to find that monkey." "Well, if we're going to ride something, I'm going to ride the rhino." He grabbed the rhino by the horn and swung up onto its back. Peter steered the rhino using its horn and headed for the two tall trees. He wished his friends could see him now. When they reached the trees, Peter jumped off the rhino's back and looked high into the tree on the left. It was full of amazing fruit. Something moved, but it wasn't a monkey. A huge snake came slithering and winding down the tree. Its head was bigger than Peter's. Its fangs were longer and sharper than steak knives. It was hard to tell how long the snake was because it kept wrapping around the tree and Peter couldn't see its end. Its scales were shiny and reflected all the colors of the rainbow. The snake was beautifully scary. "Can I help you?" said the snake in a deep, caring voice. "A monkey stole our scroll, and we think he's in one of these trees," said Peter. "I did see a monkey with a scroll go up this tree a few minutes ago," hissed the snake. It seemed strange for a monkey to have a scroll. They are not the best readers." "Can you go up to the tree and get the scroll for us?" asked Mary. "Of course I will," said the snake. Anything to help friends. The snake slithered up the tree and returned with the scroll. "Where's the monkey?" asked Peter. "You don't need to worry about that monkey anymore," said the snake. Peter grabbed the scroll and examined it closely. It wasn't torn. It wasn't even smudged. He also wondered what might have happened to the monkey. "Tell me more about the scroll," hissed the snake. "We have to solve the secret of the scroll," said Mary, "or we will be stuck here." "Maybe I can help you," said the snake. Woof! Hank stood in front of the snake, guarding Peter and Mary. The fur on the back of Hank's neck stood up. "I don't think we should trust the snake," Peter said to Mary. "You can trust me. I already helped you find the scroll," hissed the snake. Mary nodded. "That's true. There are 3 words, and we already have the first word." "What is it?" asked the snake. "The first word is God," said Mary. "Do you know anything about God?" "I know a lot about God," said the snake. "I know God hasn't been here in a long, long time." "Yes, he has," said Peter. "I just heard God in the morning in the garden this morning." The snake stuck out its tongue and whipped it back in. "You couldn't have. God has nothing to do with this place or any of the creatures." "That's not true," Mary pointed around the garden. "God made this world and all of these creatures." "You must be confused," said the snake. "This world has always been here. God didn't make any of these creatures." "Yes, God did," said Peter. "How can you be so sure?" asked the snake. "I saw it happen." "That's impossible." The snake slithered closer to Peter. Hank ran at the snake and growled. Chills ran down Peter's back. "Hank doesn't trust this snake, and neither do I," said Peter. "I don't either," said Mary, "because I know that God created." Just then, the scroll shook in Peter's hand. He opened the scroll. The second word glowed and changed into the word created. "Check it out, Mary." Peter felt hope fill his body. Maybe they could solve the scroll. "We got the second word." "Actually, I did," Mary winked at him. "But I guess you were part of it." The snake was not happy at all. He revealed his sharp fangs. Before Peter could move, the snake wrapped around all 3 of them. Tight! "I think you 3 are here to stop my plan," hissed the snake, "and no one is going to stop my plan."